Simon Sinek's notion on starting with why. Think of your why as, your big reason for jumping out of bed each morning. It's not just about ticking off tasks, but about being driven by something that really matters. This why illuminates the path for everything you do, and it's super, super crucial in leadership. So let's say that's this bakery owner whose why is all about bringing people together through the love of good food. It's not merely about whipping up bread and pastries. It's about creating a space where folks feel connected and yeah, happy. When the team understand this why, they are not just showing up to bake. They become part of something much bigger, like crafting a warm, welcoming community. This sense of purpose really binds the team together, making them stronger and more connected. When leaders openly share their why, something magical happens. It attracts people who vibe with the same ideals. It's not just about hiring bodies. It's about assembling a team that is in tune with your vision and passion. This fosters a trust and bond that's incredibly powerful. So no matter what you are doing as a leader, if you are clear about your why and truly live by it, your team will definitely see it. They'll feel inspired to align with your vision and give their best to help achieve common goals, knowing that their efforts resonate with the core of what you all stand for. So in a nutshell, your why isn't just a line on a mission statement. It's the beating heart of your leadership. Starting with why can genuinely transform leadership from a mere job into a heartfelt calling. Oh, absolutely. In challenging times, leadership is really put to the test. It reveals what true leadership looks like. Think of the why as, say, a lighthouse guiding a ship through a storm. This why, that deep reason you are doing what you are doing, that keeps you anchored and shows the way, not just for you, but for everyone who looks up to you. Let's say your why is about building a community where everyone supports one another. When a crisis strikes, this why reminds you that you and your team, sorry, let's say your why is about building a community where everyone supports one another. When a crisis strikes, this why reminds you and your team why you are all here. It's your cue to listen even more closely to your team, to really hear their worries and stand by them. You're not just a boss, you are a supporter, a listener, someone who genuinely cares. Imagine there's a sudden shift in the market and your team is so anxious about what it means for their jobs. So leading with empathy that is rooted in your why means first understanding each person's fears, then reassuring them by connecting back to your why. We are here to support each other and navigate this together. Let's focus on what we can control and support each other through this. This approach doesn't just calm fears in the moment, but it builds a stronger, more committed team. People remember how you stood up for them, or how you stood with them, how you made them feel valued and secure even when things were tough. And it's about more than just words. Maybe you adapt roles to better suit the new situation. You offer extra support where it's needed, or find new ways to work together that aligned with your why. This shows your team that empathy is not something you talk about, but it's how you lead, especially when the going gets tough. So in essence, your why is your compass in a crisis, if you like. It helps you lead with empathy, making sure your team doesn't just weather the storm, but emerging stronger, more united, and focused on your shared purpose. So using your why as a compass during crisis not only guides your actions, but also ensures that empathy remained at the forefront of your leadership style. Oh, absolutely. Empathy is super crucial. Think of it as really grasping where someone else is coming from. It's not just about being the boss. It's more about looking after everyone you are in charge of. Imagine, imagine you are not just handling out orders, but you are actually listening, feeling what they feel, whether they are on top of the world or having the toughest day. So let's say you have someone on your team who's balancing work and caring for a sick family member, for instance. Empathy is when you notice they are stretched thin and you say, "Hey, I see you're having a tough time. What can I do to help?" You see, it's about seeing beyond just the work, acknowledging they're a person with a life outside the office. This does something pretty amazing. It makes everyone feel safe and valued. They're not just cogs in a machine, they're important members of the team. And when people feel that kind of support and understanding, they're all in. They bring their best to the table, not because they have to, but because they want to. So empathy lets you connect with your team on a human level. It's like you're saying, "I see you, I hear you, and you really matter." And that's the real treasure of good leadership. It's how you build a team that trusts you, opens up new ideas, and feels free to say what's working and what's not. And it's all start with empathy. In essence, bringing empathy to life in your leadership isn't just a nice to have, but it's absolutely essential for creating a team that is fully engaged and feels genuinely cared for. And that's why empathy is so vital in leadership.